crazy that I'm going to press this button again. It's a true disaster. Okay, what's the point of all this? To get rid of the bags under your eyes. You never know what you might learn.
I've got to watch that video.
I take you back to 1 week ago when I was young and naive and thought, I'm going to go out on a hike and start this project. What could possibly go wrong? This series is part of a series called Engage. It is about engaging in your goal, and in this case, fixing your baggy eyes at the same time. Puffy eyes. What are we going to do about puffy eyes? I thought today with my puffy eyes, it's a really good time to talk about this. So I am Amanda Rose, founder of Eat Like a Bear. This is a weight loss platform. And if you've come here thinking that like I'm maybe a beauty vlogger, oh, I'm sorry. So I talk about weight loss, but sometimes we talk about like loose and sagging skin, including like the area here under our eyes. And isn't it nice if we don't look like we have like big bags? I'm going to key in on 2 solutions. Both of them are right here, right where I'm walking. This is going to be fun. I'm going to show you some of the secrets. The secrets are easily found anywhere on any trail. And really, I mean, even if you're pretty urban, you're going to find them. If you're looking for a solution that's like an easy Amazon link, that's some kind of like potion to put under your eyes, you're not going to find it here. The lotions and potions, it kind of fits in the category of like what I talk about with weight loss accelerator products. Like our solution to weight loss is not in those products either. And so like the different things you can put on under your eyes, they're going to help, but they're going to help like maybe this much. But we want like a big effect. And I'm going to show you a picture from 2 days ago. This was like my moment. This is with Anna Sewell. There she is, bear number 2. And I looked at the photo. I'm like, oh my golly. Whoa, my golly. We kind of don't want to look like that if we don't have to. Okay, so it's one thing if you're just all really supernaturally puffy, but if you're not, it's a sign that something's going on. So let's talk about that. In fact, let's look at the difference between this photo with Anna Sewell and the photo of me on the cover of Woman's World magazine. So I don't know if you guys have seen the cover, and it's this sort of Photoshop, like my teeth are all bright and all that. So you can say, okay, she is a little bit Photoshopped in this cover. I am. And so I'm going to show you the not Photoshopped version of this photo, because actually the bags under the eyes, look pretty good in this. Look, okay, I'll take that. I worked for that. I worked for it. And I'm working for it again right now because I saw the photo with Anna. I'm like, whoa. Because when you're that puffy, and you shouldn't be, because the puff isn't all that natural, and it's not, and there's a cause. So let's talk about the cause. The core fundamental causes tend to be things like dehydration, things like mineral levels. I mean, make sure your diet is on point. And so if you follow me, you are very likely an eater of the ridiculously big salad. So that's an excellent choice because there's so much varied nutrition in that meal. If you're not following that, so it's a meal type that is, it's just very vegetable heavy, but also has healthy fats, healthy protein. It's a really good mix of things. It's a really simple approach to eating that's very healthy. And so those are foundational pieces. And those are things to check. If you're having problems with the eye puff, it's like consistent and all that, then those are definitely things to check. But in my case, there was actually something that caused this. And so that's very specific. And that's always something to look at is, do you have something specific happening in your life that's causing this? And if you do, you need to remedy that thing. So first I go through the puffy eye thing a lot, and it tends to be when I'm stressed, when there's too much going on in my life, when I'm probably not well rested and well hydrated. And that was certainly the case this past summer when I was preparing for that Woman's World photo shoot. And what I did then, because I definitely didn't want the puffy eyes to be on the cover of a magazine, and actually thought, boy, those puffy eyes could keep me off that cover of a magazine. And so I did some of the things I'm doing here, but there was an added complication this week. And that is that, so we live in the middle of nowhere. I'm kind of walking here to kind of see where we live. And our wood stove is the only source of heat in our house. We actually have 3 wood stoves in the house, but there's one main, like primary wood stove in our great room. And right now the chimney is filled with creosote. And so as you may know, that can cause a chimney fire. It also keeps the stove from drawing properly and from that smoke coming out. And so the way we found out about it, of course, is because the house was completely smoky. It's like, what's going on with this stove? Well, that's what's going on with the stove. I let the stove completely die out and cleaned it out and could look back in there and see all that creosote. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, To get to that point, because it was cold, it was a big thing to shut that stove off. And to get to that point, there was a lot of creosote and a lot of smoke in the house. And like, here we are, all of us, like these puffy faces and puffy eyes, because that was a lot of smoke. That is not healthy. That's not good at all. So I'm imagining that right now, like my kidneys are going through like a little struggle, and I'm processing all that as it is with the whole family. And so the first thing that I have done for my own puffy eyes is I've eliminated that main cause. And this week for me in my life, the number one cause was that smoke in the living room. But I have to admit, a secondary cause is I have been working too hard and probably been too stressed and not been sleeping well enough. None of these things ever help. And so at times like this, where you need to like physically like reset your whole body, and that is what's going to end up being like the key, like long game for yourself, but also for the eye puff. Just taking a step back, doing the whole reset, getting out, breathing the fresh air that you desperately need because you have just like filled your house with toxic smoke is a really good thing to do. But it always helps. Like this, getting out and walking is a key way to fight the bags under the eyes. Now I know the people selling you the creams are going to say the creams are going to be the direct way to do that. Well, you know what? They're going to help a little bit, but getting out and getting the fresh air is probably going to change your life and affect you far more than just having this reduced a little bit, because it's just going to affect your overall system. And a lot of times this is a sign that overall we're not at our best. So what are ways that we're going to kind of get at our best? Things like getting out in nature is certainly one of them. And I mentioned what we're eating, and I do eat very well, but at times like this, when my body is extra stressed by things like toxic exposure, it's good to even turn that eating up a little bit. So generally, I'm going to say that like what I eat, the ridiculously big salad, is completely on point. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to just even hammer it harder in the next few days, and I'm going to make myself a soup that is just loaded with greens, and I'm going to pick them right here. That's what I'm going to do. Now, you might not have access to wild greens like I have, but you can get even frozen spinach and make a soup like this. And I like to make a pureed soup with greens, and just load it with greens, like whatever ratio, however much you can fit in that broth. Just puree that stuff in a blender or with, an immersion blender or food processor, whatever tool that you have, and, season it however you'd like. So you could put Indian spices in it. You can put any kind of seasoning you want, whatever you like in it. You could put just salt, pepper, and garlic powder in it. You could just put salt, pepper in it. Really anything. And so it's a very basic thing that you can do, but these greens are going to also give you all of, like the potassium, the magnesium. It's really going to help you in that department. So I love this. And there is just such a nutrient density in the greens anyway. This is such a great thing for any kind of like health reset that you might need. And it definitely helps with the eye bags. Yeah, for that photo shoot back in the summer, it made such a difference to just really dial in on my eating. I ate the ridiculously big salad, and I cut out a few things that might have potentially been irritating. I cut out completely dairy in the last 5 days and nuts in the last 5 days, and kept my diet really super specific and just like the greens, the oils, like the vinegar, and some basic proteins, and handled it that way. Thank goodness the photo turned out pretty good. And obviously, if I had such a shoot coming up, I'd be in trouble. Frederick just joined me. Hey, Frederick.
Hey.
But with the camera, Frederick, it says far.
Oh.
You guys, with my eyeballs, it says close. Okay, that's kind of crazy. But let's see if Frederick's eyes are puffy. Let's just see. Oh, sorry. I just poked his cheek.
Don't poke my eyeball, please.
So you can see a little bit of puff in here. And Frederick actually brings up a good point, because he talks about he has a lot of eye puffiness. Frederick suffers from allergies.
Year round.
Yeah, and so that's going to be another cause of, so I talk about the smoke in my case, and in his case it's the allergies that's kind of an underlying cause. So that's something where you want to get help with the actual allergy. Hey, thanks, Frederick. Oh yeah. Oh, did you just wink at us?
Totally.
Give us your most charming wink. We want to see it.
That was just like the overdo it wink.
I thought it was fantastic. Frederick, there is the possibility that people could stumble onto this video, mistakenly think that this is a beauty blog. And so what do you think about that? Your mom having a beauty vlog on YouTube?
No, it's not that.
Maybe I should give up my current work and become a beauty vlogger.
If that's your dream, I ain't stopping you.
Okay, well, I'll see you on the road.
Yep. See you on the road.
We're headed back to the car, and the next thing is to work on our project to get that soup ready. So we are working on the eye bags. I don't know how well this project is going. I'm feeling better though. I'm feeling better, but I've re-exposed myself to smoke because yesterday I did one of my favorite things in the whole world, and Frederick and I had this massive burn pile. It was wonderful. I got a lot of smoke exposure just yesterday. I don't know, how am I looking? Need some more soup. Okay, so now I'm gonna make a soup. These are wild greens. It's mostly miner's lettuce, but there's this other green as well. I don't remember the name. Foragers know it. It's the stuff that sticks in your socks. Okay, so that's in there too. I'm gonna prepare this in a way that I actually haven't prepared a soup like this. This is kind of crazy. I have a certain way that I make pureed soups typically, and there's a process with the cooked RBS stuff. I have a very simple process. This isn't it, but it just shows like any process that works is the right process for you. I'm kind of curious about this because today the situation is I heated up the broth before I went to pick these greens, and so I have this really hot broth, and I thought, what the heck, let's do it this way. I like to use a power blender to mix it up. You could use an immersion blender, you could use a food processor. So I'm pureeing greens, and there's gonna be a lot of greens in this soup, so it'll be very dense in greens. I have about a half a gallon of broth. The broth is just filled with gelatin as well. Okay, so this is different. I'm gonna put the greens right into the blender. Just stuff them in there. I'm getting these ones that get stuck in your socks are now getting stuck in my shirt. Okay, so you know what? I've got some extra greens, so we'll see. We'll see. We might do a couple of batches of this. So the greens in there. Let's see. I'm gonna get some salt in there before I put the broth in. Oh, look at me measuring. Just take the lid right off of those things. I mean, let's not mess around because this is gonna need a good bit of salt and pepper. I haven't seasoned the broth at all. I should put some garlic powder in this too. Earlier, before I heated it up, it was all wiggly and jiggly because these bones, it's from a part of a steer that I bought. So I had these bones in the freezer. It was just a whole mix of bones. But depending on the bone, you're going to get more or less gelatin out of that. And I took a little clip of this when it came out of the refrigerator, and you can see this jello-like texture of it. And that is prized among soup makers, by the way. And you can only really see it when it's cold, but it also depends kind of on the bone. It depends on the ratio of water to the bones and all that. But anyway, here we go. The broth was boiling by the time I got back from getting these greens. Okay. Okay. Maybe. Wow. Okay. I'm more concerned about slipping than anything else because that really knocked me back. Did you guys see that? Okay. I'm kind of afraid to do this again. This is not the recommended method to puree your soup. Honestly, this is what makes life worth living. It's crazy that I'm gonna press this button again. Oh my gosh, it's coming out the top. That's the thing. So interesting. See, I just did it. I was smarter that time. I think I did burn my wrist. All the blender people are saying, what was she thinking doing it with boiling broth? It's a very light green. So usually I'm using nettle, spinach. I'm gonna put more in. Yeah, let's just double down on our bad decisions. Oh my gosh. Maybe don't experiment with the soup making without a little bit of a sense of humor and maybe better shoes. Here we go. Okay, first of all, I need to rinse my wrist. So you know when you burn, You're supposed to run cold water over it. Yeah, so the wrist is just because I was holding it like this, which is what I usually do, and the steam just, don't do that, okay? I don't know, this kind of made my day though. Hey Rico, come here, no, come in. You gotta, we should like rewind this and watch it. Okay, so, are you ready for the story? Now, be careful about slipping. It's very wet over here, come on.
A video?
Say hi, look, we're doing a video here.
Is it a live video?
No, we're recording it.
Okay.
So, I get all like, you know, I'm gonna like make some green soup, right? And so I have broth boiling on you know, it's heating up. It had come to a boil when I came in with my bowl of miner's lettuce. And some of those greens that stick to your socks.
Oh yeah, those ones.
And so I come in and I thought, I'm gonna make pureed soup, but I'm gonna make it a little different way, okay? And I'm gonna just record it on video. So, well, I make it in the blender usually, but I don't usually, well, so I put the greens in, and then I put in straight up rolling boiling broth into it.
Yikes.
No, but what a great idea, because it would just cook and blend at the same time.
It doesn't sound like it.
Well, do you see the burned wrist?
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so I do it, and this, like the steam and everything, this thing just like broth flew out, and we have it on video. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but we're still rolling. We're still rolling, and you happen to come in, you get to star in this video. See?
Hey everyone.
Is there anything you want to say on this momentous occasion? Here, come here. Right here.
Never do what she did with making soup. Try something different. Anything different.
Well, I started this by saying we have the cooked RBS, like pureed soup, and I use a different method, but I thought I'd try something new today. You never know what you might learn.
I've got to watch that video.
Okay, this is not the recommended method. You need to come back and taste it, Frederick. Wow, it's beautiful. Oh, come taste it. Rico. Come on. Yeah, that's actually really good. Worth the burn, I don't know. Use another method, you know. Okay. Worth the excitement? Maybe. Cheers, Alistair. Wow, it's really foamy. Mine's really deliciously foamy. You're missing out, honey. He's drinking hot chocolate. Come on, you could be drinking miner's lettuce soup. That happened to burn my arm. You see that? Great. This video is a disaster. It's a true disaster. Okay, what's the point of all this? To get rid of the bags under your eyes. Okay. Well, so we'll see. Let me look at the clips and see. But I'm feeling better. That maybe is all that matters. Okay, so this was the food approach. This was the food approach to the big video. So get out and hike, get some fresh air, you know, hit those electrolytes. If you're low, breathe a lot, laugh, maybe laugh to a different joke. You can laugh at me, okay? Don't do this thing. I take you back to 1 week ago when I was young and naive and thought, I'm gonna go out on a hike and start this project. What could possibly go wrong? This series is part of a series called Engage. It is about engaging in your goal, and in this case, fixing your baggy eyes at the same time.